So what will be completed by the end of the lesson will be something similar to this example file here. A0 size. And you will learn how to create a 3D view of your apartment similar to this. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to create a new file, file, new, project. Okay. Make sure that it is metric architectural template. Okay, so this is what you will see when you create a brand new Revit file. So this is empty. These are the elevation tags. So what we will usually do, if you want to reference from an external image, you will click on Insert on top over here. And then you will either import CAD file, if you are able to find a CAD file, PDF, if it is a PDF, that particular link that I went to, you see here, this is a PDF, multi-page PDF, right? So to be simple, I just snipped a picture and saved it as a JPEG. So I will just click on Import Image instead. So you will navigate to where you have saved your file. So in this case, it's plan over here. And you'll insert it in the center. The important thing is always to check your units. The shortcut to this is UN. UN. So as we go along, I will have this at the sides so that you all will be clear on the keyboard shortcuts. So this is the shortcut for units, UN. And in this case, our unit for length is in mm. So this is good enough. Okay. No. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to measure and have a benchmark of a correct distance. Okay. So usually for doors, if you see from architecture door over here, you can see that the door size here is a standard of 915 mm. Okay. What we're going to do is we can always click on this modify place door. You see here, there's a measure between two references. If I were to measure from here to here now, you will realize that this door in the placed image is quite big. It's 115. So what we are going to do is we are going to use annotate detail line. And I'm just going to draw a reference line that is 915 mm. So under annotate and then detail line, and I press enter here. So this is my reference line. Okay, press enter again to complete the file, the function. So this is my line that is exactly 915 mm. So what we're going to do is we have to scale this image. So you select the image, and another shortcut is called RE, which is for scale. Okay, RE. So I selected this object, the raster image, and I'm going to type RE now. Okay, you can scale it in a numerical sense or in a graphical sense. In our case, we want it to be graphical because we want to scale from this door distance here to our measured distance. Okay, so it will prompt you to click the origin point. So you click on here. and then to this point over here on your image, and then finally to the end, which is here. Okay, so this is what is happening. Now we can delete this reference line. So you have this image that is scaled according to your dimensions. Okay. When you go online, you can see if there are PDFs, you can import as PDFs. You can also scale it to the scale bar that they have provided. Okay. So now that we have this done up, we are going to draw very quickly the outline of this whole project. So you will go to architecture, you go to wall, right? On the left-hand side over here, you can choose many different options. Okay. Just to be consistent, I'm going to choose generic 300 mm because this looks quite thick from the outside. So as per your AMT lesson, you will know that 300 mm is usually structural walls, load-bearing walls. So I'm going to click from here, the center of this wall in the image, because the location line of this construction of the wall is in the center. So you're going to click here, and I'll just trace the outline accordingly. And then finally to this point. Okay. If you realize that now this particular wall is not aligned to this wall over here, you see that this jutting out, and you don't like that, what you can do is you can use this command here. Okay, the shortcut is also TR, trim. Trim, TR. Okay. So I'm just going to escape out of my wall drawing function, and I'll just type TR, and I click on this wall first, and then this wall, and then I've trimmed this portion up. At any point of time, if you want to adjust your walls, you can click on the wall, and you can move them. You can drag and move them. Okay. Or you can click on them, click on the blue points on each of the edges and drag to make them longer. Okay. So these are the external walls. The next thing that I'm going to do is just going to draw some quick internal walls. So same thing, go back to wall function, select internal wall, which will be the interior block work 100. Okay. And I'm going to select this point, and I'll just trace around this new layout that we have on the screen. So I can select this original wall and drag this over to here. I can also adjust this. So that it's somewhat like that. Yes. Okay. I'm going to go back to the wall and I'm going to put it as 300 wall again because of the household shelter that you see over here. But now instead of drawing it as a chain over here, there are several other options that you all can experiment. I'm just going to show you this other option, which is the rectangle. And now you can just draw very quickly a rectangle like so. Okay. I'm going to complete this wall again by going back to my wall, choosing the original wall that I have, which is blockwork 100, and finishing this up over to here. Okay. Before we proceed further, I'm just going to check this. So how do I check this in 3D? You'll see that as a new project over here, there's no 3D file. I'll close the earlier project. Okay. So you will have to go to View and then click on 3D View. You will realize that now you will see a 3D view over here, and it's very tall. You can navigate in your 3D view by holding onto Shift and rotating your middle mouse button. Okay. You realize that this wall here is smaller than this wall. Why is that so? When you check your elevation, for example, your north elevation, and you select all these walls by clicking on the bottom right to the top left, under the wall properties over here, the top constraint is indicated as unconnected 8000. That's why it's being drawn as a 8000 mm high wall. What you need to do is to fix this by changing this to up to level 2 and then apply. So by doing this, you are adding a constraint for this wall to be always on level 1 to level 2. If you adjust the heights of your level 2 now by double clicking on level 2 here, you can change it to a HDB standard height, which is 2.8. Enter. Once you do this, the wall height will automatically be benchmarked to the level that you have indicated. Now, when you go back to your 3D and check, you will realize that this is the correct heights now for all of your walls. Okay, you can click on this particular corner here to fix it to the isometric view of this particular viewport. And then you can zoom in here. Okay, so now it's a good point of time where you will save your file save. And I can indicate this as apartment 250520 and then save. Okay. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to be able to add other details to it. For example, your doors, right? So go back to architecture, door, and make sure you select the standard 915 by 2.1 meters height door, and just place your doors accordingly. Okay, even if they are in the wrong orientation at first, like here, you can click on this button click on modify, click on the door, and click on this flip button. Okay. Same thing, I will add another door as the main door over to here. And similarly, I can flip this. Okay. And finally, I will just draw another small door over here, 762, and I will indicate it here. This is a small household shelter door. I can also make smaller doors for the WCs, like so. Okay. And this is essentially it for this particular layout. I also add in another wall here so that I can insert my door. You will need a wall to insert your door. Okay. So something like that. So once again, save. It's always good to have a habit to save, because if you don't save and you end up not having a backup, no one else will save you. You just have to redo it by yourself. Okay, so let's check the 3D. So you can zoom around. So generally, this is okay. This is what you like. Now, the next thing that you need to do for the wall, after the walls and the doors, is the floor. Okay. So go back to your level 1 floor plan. Under architecture, there's a floor command here. Okay. Click on floor and choose generic 150 mm. The standard structural slab for most apartments are 150 mm thick. And you can see from here the default for floor construction is this pick walls option over here. Okay. So what you can do is you can just select all of your walls, like so, the ones that they are on the boundaries. Okay. And then just click finish edit mode. And now it has quickly created the slab for you for this particular area. Okay. You can check that by going back to 3D view and rotating underneath. So now you have covered this up. If you don't have this same view, you can go to visual style and choose hidden line. This is the neatest view that we should have. If I were to go back to level 1 now, you can see that there's the aircon latch here. So this is a floor slab that is not bounded by walls. So we can go to floor, and instead of choosing this, I can choose the rectangle tool again. And with this rectangle tool, I can draw a simple rectangle like that and click finish edit mode. So check again. This is the new aircon slab that you have done. Okay. So you realize here that some of the slabs don't link up because now they are sitting to the edge of your walls. So how do we fix this? So what you need to do is you can go back to your level 1. Okay, now this is your raster image. I don't want to see this raster image for now. The shortcut is to type VG. I'm going to put here again. VG stands for visibility graphics. Visibility graphics. VG. And I will scroll down the model categories. These are the raster images. I will uncheck this, click on apply, and you will no longer see your raster image below. Uncheck, apply, and then click OK. Okay, so you won't see your raster image anymore. Now under the floor tool, so now what we want to do is we want to edit this floor. But sometimes you cannot select the floor, right? When you try to go over to where your floor is, the floor is not selected. You have to press Tab on your keyboard until it comes to the floor, which you can see here at the bottom left-hand corner. You will select this portion over here, and then you click Edit Boundary Mode. Okay, I will drag this over here, and I'll drag this over here. So now I'm just fine-tuning all my boundaries. Like so. Because the offset may not be consistent. Sometimes your walls are of different thicknesses. Okay. Once you're done, click on this, finish edit mode. And let's check the 3D again. Okay. So with this, you'll see that everything is now nice and neat. Okay, there's no gaps. What I'm going to do now is I will go back to this view again here at this corner. And this is the view that I would like to show, say for example. Again, now save your file.